Well, hello, welcome to another Cook With Me gluten-free. I'm Robin. If this is your first time here, I make things that are gluten-free and I try things that are gluten-free. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, today we are doing something completely different. And the reason why I'm chuckling is because I really started looking at some bread recipes this morning, thinking I really want to give bread a try. By the way, I have done sourdough. I just haven't brought it to you yet. It's such a process. So I was looking at some quick bread recipes and I was kind of vacillating between, using oatmeal, and then I stumbled upon a few recipes that called for rice, like grain rice, like long grain rice. Actually, any rice, basmati, jasmine, and you use rice and make everything in a blender. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but theirs is like light, fluffy, beautiful. There are a number of different recipes that say use this amount of oil or use this amount of yeast. So I kind of blended them all together, and we are about to make some fluffy, like cloud-like white rice bread with just a few ingredients and only using this blender for mixing. So let's take a look at what we're going to need to make this bread. I got to be honest, I'm a little skeptical, but we're learning together. Let's quickly take a look at everything that's going to go into my blender. So we've got 350 grams of extra long grain enriched rice mahatma. Again, you can use any kind of rice that you want according to these recipes that I read. I've got 210 grams of water, which is almost 1 full cup. I've got 80 grams of oil. I'm using canola, not my favorite, but it's what I had. I've got 25 grams of sugar here, white granulated sugar, which is about 2 tablespoons. I've got what comes up to about a teaspoon of kosher salt, and that's 8 grams on your food scale. In addition to that, we have 2 packets of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. I need 2 packets because they specifically said that I needed 14 grams of instant yeast, and that's what would be in 2 packets. I've got a thermometer because we've got to, once our mixture is in our blender, we got to make sure that it does not exceed 105 degrees. That's very important. Otherwise, we'll kill the yeast. So we want to be between 100 and 105. This rice has been soaking over 2 hours. You can soak it up to 8 hours. From what I understand, the longer you soak your rice, the better rise you're going to get. Now, this roughly 2 cups, 350 grams of rice is going to make 2 mini loaves. So I took out my mini loaf pan that I've used before, and what I did is I actually added water to these other 2 sides so that it could create a steam, because this bread is very temperamental, which is why I've got a spray bottle here, because I'm going to be spraying the tops of the bread while it rises or proofs, and right before it goes in the oven to make sure it doesn't get that weird casing on it while it's proofing. So I am going to strain my rice and then get everything into the blender and come back. I mean, I'm a little concerned. I do use a NutriBullet. I know a lot of these folks that are making these breads have like the deluxe Vitamix, but we're going to see how this goes. So everything is mixed in. I did put the dry ingredients in first, and then I added the water and the oil on top. So I'm going to give this a mix, get it to 100 to 105 degrees, and then I'll come back and let you know what it looks like. Take a look at that. I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe you can see it better on here. It's very, very light and fluffy and creamy. It looks beautiful. So I'm going to move my pan over, and I'm just going to split this down the middle. Again, These two have water because I want to create somewhat of a steam bath to make sure that the batter, because it is like a batter, it's very much like a batter. So let me pour this in. I'm guessing at the amount of what might be halfway, so. I hope they don't overflow when they proof. Oh my goodness. All right, we're not going to mess with it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to proof for about 30 minutes, but I'm going to spray it with water so it doesn't get that weird casing on top. Now, I don't know how much water to spray it with. I'm just kind of going with the flow. So hopefully that's not too much. When I come back, it's going to go in the oven on 365. I'm already preheated so that I'm ready to go. And it'll go in for 35 to 40 minutes. I will be back after this proofs so you can see how much this has grown. These little loaves have proofed for 18 minutes, and I would let them go longer, but as you can see, I'm afraid if I let them go that they're going to overflow. So I'm going to put these in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. I'll start with 35 and then let you know when I come back how long they stayed. And one more quick thing. Don't forget to spritz again with water before they go in the oven. Now they're going in. Well, I think I was a little nervous for a good reason. I kept them in for the 2 loaves for 38 minutes. But in between, I smelled something burning. Ran to the oven and noticed that my beautifully proofed mini loaves had overflowed, which is what I was concerned about and why I put them in the oven so that they would not continue proofing. However, this is what we were left with. So, I'm going to do my best getting these out. And once they're out, I'll let you know what they look like. I'm going to allow them to cool, of course, and then I'll cut them and taste them. But right now, okay, I'm back. And believe it or not, those mini loaves just lifted right out of the pan. Now, I told you I kept mine in for 38 minutes, but what I did not do is because of the issues with the bubbling over in the pan, I did not use my check the temperature in time. And so I should have been at about 205 degrees internal temp. I did not check that. So I am just, that's my disclaimer. I have no idea how they're going to look on the inside, but I believe they're going to be okay, because take a look at this. I mean, is that not like the cutest little loaf of bread you've ever seen? I am just, I mean, it's got the brown texture on top. Look at the bottom. I mean, it's got a little crispiness. I'm not sure how it's going to cut, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right down the middle because I want you to see exactly what that looks like. So let me do that. I'm going to do that right here off camera. I'm using my bread knife. Oh, look at this. Is that too, can you see that? It's very, look at that. Look at the little bread air holes. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it tastes, but that's the inside. The only piece that a little edge fell off, which I'm sure you would expect, right, as it kind of overlapped. But I'm going to cut myself a piece to try. I wonder what it tastes like. I'm very curious. I don't even know what to expect because the thought of it is somewhat confusing. But let me grab a little napkin here. Here's my piece that I'm going to try. I mean, look at that. Okay. Cheers. Oh my goodness. The texture's really good. I'm not sure what I think. I think I need something on it. Does that make sense? Like butter or jelly or something. This texture is a 10 out of 10. Look at that. I am super impressed. It has somewhat of a little how can I describe that? Like a little aftertaste. So I think putting a little jelly or something on it would be so good. Definitely good for breakfast. Maybe as it cools, it would be okay for like a little grilled cheese sandwich or something like that. But I gotta tell you, I am so impressed with the beauty and moistness of this bread. What? Who knew that rice grains could create this? All right. Well, if you try it, please let me know. I always like to have a quick alternative for some sort of bread. I think it would be good with some add-ins as well. I'm going to tell you, it's it's pretty good. The texture, though, is a 10 out of 10. All right. Thank you for joining me on another Cook with Me gluten-free. If there's anything you want me to make or try, drop a comment, and I will see you next time. Bye.